Chris Broussard, the voice of the NBA on this network, joining us. Let's start with this. I was very critical of Kevin Durant. I think he's the second best player in the world and has been for about a decade. But he is just killing me. You know, when these stars have one-year deals, you're in the speculation business. If you can't handle some poking and prodding as a player, LeBron's got helicopters hovering over his life. He can't go to a restaurant without TMZ chasing him down. What do you make of KD?
Well, you know what else? Quickly, don't go to New York. Just take the Knicks off your list right now. If you can't take criticism, scrutiny, any of that, if you go there with Kyrie and you guys are going to be really good, okay. You don't even think about going there by yourself because you're not going to be that good. You're not going to win the East, win a championship, and they will eat you to shreds. They'll boo you in the Garden. So don't go to New York if you can't handle scrutiny.
But he just doesn't handle.
No, and look, we get it from a human perspective. It's tough when you're constantly being written about, sometimes negatively, constantly being criticized, constantly being psychoanalyzed and speculated about, and sometimes it's just wrong. But if you can't handle that and don't understand that, do not be prolific, especially in the public sphere. Because everybody that's in the public eye, you, me, everybody at this network, actors, actresses, politicians, the presidents, you get criticized constantly. And if you can't handle it, it's ironic that KD said grow up to the media. Because growing up is understanding if I have a job in the public sphere, I am going to be criticized. It also is understanding who you are as a person. A guy like Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, they feed off the public criticism, right? Brady wants it. Don't call me the GOAT. Say I'm trash. I love it, right? Some guys are indifferent to it. Some guys are such people pleasers, and they're so sensitive that when they read this stuff and hear about it, it gets in their head, and the voices are in their head. I think LeBron James recognized that after the Dallas series. That's when he started going 0 dark, 30, 23, whatever he calls it. No social media during the playoffs because I can't have this. I can't have all these voices in my head. And I think that Durant needs to do the same thing. His advisors need to be like, look, I get it. You're a millennial, but for your own good, it's not your game. You still play great, but you're miserable. And part of it is because you pay too much attention to what everybody says about you in the media, on social media. So get away from it. Let it go. That's what he needs to do. I feel bad for him because he's just making mountains out of molehills. You got to mature enough to understand you are one of the greatest basketball players to ever play. Handle it. This is part of it. If you just want to play basketball, go to the Rucker. Go to the YMCA and be a guy playing open gym every day. Don't get the millions. Don't get the fame. Don't get the business connections. Don't get the women, all that, and just be a guy playing basketball. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's funny because there's clearly part of him that wants to be seen as superior to LeBron. And I said it earlier, there is a moment where I think on the court he'll be better than LeBron in a few years. He'll never be greater than LeBron.
Yeah, he's thinking legacy.
Right. Andrew Luck could win the next 4 Super Bowls. He'll never be Peyton Manning. Peyton's a global icon. Luck's just a great quarterback.
You don't think so?
I think Peyton Manning changed football. He changed the division. He changed the conference. He changed football. The way he audibled. Saturday Night Live. He's a global brand.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Luck could win 3 Super Bowls.
4 Super Bowls.
No, you'd say Luck's a top 10 quarterback. He would never have the gravitas. I think Andrew Luck would be the first to admit, not Peyton Manning.
Okay. I see where you're going.
So Durant is already losing the statistical battle. LeBron, 4 guys in this league have changed the league. Magic kind of saved it. Michael made it global. LeBron made it mobile. And Steph began the three-point revolution. So I don't even think he's the most impactful guy mythology-wise in his own team.
Well, he's not. There's no question about that. And maybe that's a bothersome too.
I think it probably does.
I mean, most people recognize, Durant's the better player, but it's Steph's team, and Steph's the iconic figure.
You're right. I talked to somebody, I will say this, I talked to somebody not in the Warriors, but of the Warrior team, and he said, I'm at practice every day. This is Steph's team.
Oh, yeah. No question about it. And look, to your point, when I watch them play, LeBron at his best, KD at his best. LeBron is just, to me, a better player, and to most people, right? However, if Kevin Durant, and if he's really obsessed with being viewed as better than LeBron James, like what I think he should do, and he may be out of there this summer, but assuming they win the championship this year, I think he should stay for the 4th year and see if they can win 4 straight, because Magic, Michael, Bird, Kareem, Duncan, Kobe, Shaq, nobody other than Bill Russell has won 4 straight championships. If KD could say that and then go elsewhere and win again, and look, what better place? We talking about the Knicks and KD. Don't throw out the Clippers, because Jerry West, we know it's with the Clippers. Jerry West had a conversation with KD before he went to Golden State, and it was a very convincing one. I'm not saying he wouldn't have went without that conversation, but it was a very convincing one to KD. He's obviously with the Clippers. What better place, if you're that obsessed with besting LeBron James, what better place to do it than in his own building? When everybody was like, LeBron in L.A., he's going to resurrect the Lakers and the Los Angeles basketball. And KD comes and does it with the Clippers in the Staples Center, like, that could be huge, especially if he goes with Kawhi, because they will be the best team. And, oh, by the way, you could dethrone the Warriors in the same conference. So I think all that has to be in play for him.
Yeah, win it this year, one more year.
That's what I would say.
No, I totally, you should be his agent, because that's exactly what I would do.
Well, here's the thing, too, Colin, that, even if he, again, I think LeBron's the better player when I watch him, but if Durant gets 4 or 5 rings, and you say he won those on LeBron's watch. This is not after LeBron. This is during LeBron's era. I wouldn't say it necessarily, but I just think people may begin to make that argument.
Yeah, drunk people at a bar.
Maybe. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, 80 to the Lakers. Going to happen in half hour?
No.
Okay.
I don't think New Orleans ever considered it. All this 4 first-round picks, I think the Lakers could have gave them 20 first-round picks, and they weren't doing it.
They were doing this to make the Lakers look bad. Well, I mean, if you're telling me that, that's all they were doing it for.
They're upset.
So look,
there's 2. I don't have a problem with what Anthony Davis and his representation did, because LeBron made a good point. Teams can. This has been LeBron's whole MO.
Sure.
Right? Teams can build franchises. Teams can put together big threes. Teams can trade away and break contracts. Why can't the players? I get it. But Anthony Davis is well within his rights to do that. However, there's another side. And the other side, if I'm in Dell Dempsey's shoes, I'm upset. I'm like, man, you're wrecking our franchise. So
yeah, but
he's not going to make it easy on you.
Dell Demps wrecked the franchise. Look at all their bad trades. Look what they're paying Solomon Hill.
I'm not saying Dell Dempsey's been Jerry West. I'm just saying in his mind, he's thinking,
yeah, but now they're going out and they're leaking stuff with all these trades to make Lonzo look bad and Kuzma look bad and Ingram look bad. I'm telling you,
it has hurt the Lakers.
There's no question the Lakers have looked kind of dysfunctional. You tick off Jerry Jones and the Cowboys or the Yankees and Red Sox, there's a price to pay. The long game here, Dell Demps is making a mistake. You
think he should do this trade?
No. If I ran that franchise and Anthony Davis said it, I would sit down and say, not this year. I'd say, Anthony, not this year. At the end of the year, I'll let you out a year early. I'm not getting into a 3-ring media circus here in 9 days.
That makes sense.
The Pelicans said, we're going to make this hurt. We're going to stick it in the Lakers' face. Okay, that's petty. And you're throwing all these young kids' names out there?
All they have are petty victories. They're not going to win anything big, so these little petty victories make them feel good. I get it. But there also, Colin, is some growing resentment around the league toward LeBron and the Magic. And Magic Johnson. Because they feel like they're trying to, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's true or not, the feeling is they're manipulating this thing and trying to steal him from
I get that. And if I was upset with somebody, I don't go public with it. I mean, I can be upset with my neighbor because he won't mow his lawn.
Right.
I'm not calling up TMZ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think the Pelicans said, let's make it public, let's make it hurt, let's make it petty. And I think in the end it looks bad. And they did make the Lakers look ridiculous.
It's going to be the second half of the season is going to be very interesting.
For the Lakers,
I said yesterday,
Luke Walton,
these young guys you have to be tough. and everybody has to play under duress. I get it. It's uncomfortable, but you have to go and show your mettle. And LeBron has to play his best too. Like, he can't go into a shell, and I don't think he will, but he can't go into a shell because, hey, we're not going to be able to win it. I got these guys. No, go out and play your best and see how far you can go.
By the way, Toronto added Marc Gasol. Sixers added Tobias Harris. Celtics are already good. Milwaukee will win at least a series. Is the East now better than the West?
I think that after Golden State,
take the Warriors out.
The second and third best teams in the league are Milwaukee and Toronto. And arguably fourth is Boston.
We both like Philadelphia.
I've been on this show, I don't know how many times I've said how much I love Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. But right now, this season, I don't think those two are mature enough to win at the highest level yet. They don't execute well enough. That team to me right now lacks the intangibles to win the East. They don't lack the talent. They lack the intangibles.
Okay, look at this. Look at this. Just came down from Adam Himmelsbach. I don't know who that is, but he's got a blue check. Here, I'm going to read this to our radio audience, too. Hearing that some within the Pelicans organization want an AD trade now, partly to get the PR mess out of the way, but that the owner, Gail Benson, and the vice president, Mickey Loomis, are more focused on the Saints. They're unfazed by the noise. Of course they are, because they're not on Twitter. They're NFL guys. They don't give a rip about this. So this organization's a mess. It's the only organization in the NBA run by NFL people.
Well, and one thing, look, and the players understand it's not a well-run organization. That is look, Anthony Davis it is not Lakers or bust. It's Lakers number one, I believe, but the Knicks are right there. Milwaukee was a legitimate conversation for Anthony Davis because Giannis would be there and they'd be a really good team. So there are other, it's not just I got to be with the Lakers. It's that I don't think this organization is well run enough for us to win championships. And I'm told actually that AD with his teammates really aren't resentful toward him, even after he made the request, because they understand that it's not the greatest run franchise either.
Good stuff. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.